Spider-Man does. Here he comes, Spider-Man. Everybody knows he's a Spider-Man. What's going on, you guys? Hold up. Let me make sure y'all can hear me real quick. I hope everybody can hear me. The Spider-Man music's a little loud. Hold up here. Yeah, so for those that don't know, the title is not a hoax. It is not clickbait. It is my deepest regret to inform those that don't know, as I found out less than 6 minutes ago. Stan Lee passed away today. I don't know what it was from. It might have just been passing. But apparently Stan Lee is not among us anymore. He went to that bright light in the sky. And no, I'm not talking about that
Spiderman! I must
entrance thing with the Qatari or whatever they're called, where Iron Man went. I'm talking, he's gone. And here today to talk to me about some of his favorite heroes and favorite camos is my good buddy, Mighty One. Who, yeah. So, let me go ahead and turn down the music. Hold up, somebody. I'm not going to be answering a lot of messages. Hey, what's up, fam? How you doing?
Good, pretty good. Not after today, though.
No. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all how this happened.
break you.
Basically, I thought... You know, usually when I see stuff like this, I see it on Facebook, right? And it's just, I heard it from a friend of mine in a party, and oh crud, I am probably going to die quite a bit here. Basically, I just heard about it from another friend of mine, and I was like, oh no, that's not true. And then my friend here in this party made a little remembering Stan Lee, which is set for the 17th. And then I looked on Facebook and saw it, and it's just like, no, I can't believe it. Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and abandon the mission. That way I can talk to y'all and just roam freely. But Mighty One, what would you say is your favorite Marvel movie?
I like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is pretty good. I know it's not popular a lot through a lot of people, but I thought it was pretty good.
With Doctor Strange, I actually didn't watch Doctor Strange for like the longest time. Like, I don't know. I didn't watch it till literally this year, as a matter of fact, to get ready for Avengers. It was on Netflix. It still is, I believe, guys. If it's not, I apologize, but check it out. Very good, very different, has a lot of good actors. Comedy's pretty decent, and I don't know if I'd say that's definitely not one of my favorites. My favorite is probably Avengers, the new one. What was it called? Infinity War. That one, yeah, Civil War, and Spiderman. Those were excellent movies. They were sad, but they were really good. And as y'all can see, I'm playing the Spider-Man game. And also, for y'all that don't know, Stan Lee does have a camo in it. And that's something we're not going to see much at all, unless he's already done camos set anymore. And that sucks. I think my favorite camo of him may not be everyone's favorite, because it's from a Spider-Man movie that no one really talks about. Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, whenever they're in the library and there's a huge fight going on behind him and he's just listening to music.
I was going to say that one too. That's my favorite one too.
Well, what would be your second favorite camo by Stan Lee?
Probably... I think it's Mallrat or something like that. I know it wasn't like an actual Marvel movie, I don't think, but he did like a cameo in the movie, and it was pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's like Mallrat something. It was a pretty good cameo. It wasn't like an actual like Marvel movie. He just did like a cameo for like with one of the directors, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. I like all the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I like all of them. Homecoming to me wasn't that good, but all the other, yeah, I think some of the, overall, they're all pretty good.
Yeah. I liked the one in this one. I just wish there would have been more than one in the game, personally.
Yeah.
But that being said, it was still a really good one. And if I'm sucking at the gameplay, guys, just forgive me. I haven't played this in a while. This is actually my first bit of Spider-Man gameplay, believe it or not. I've advanced really well through the story, but I just haven't played in a while. Spider-Man is if I had to choose my favorite Marvel heroes, it would probably be Spider-Man, and I'm gonna say Iron Man. Because Iron Man is kind of, and I know some people might think this is bad taste to mention DC, but Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, Iron Man and Batman are a lot alike. They're both rich and they both go out of their way for their citizens, and they're both kind of stuck up at times. So the other side of that coin would be Iron Man. Those are my two favorites, Iron Man and Spider-Man. They're just something else. My favorite villains are probably Loki and Loki's probably my favorite villain, and I hope he comes back in this story. Part of me wants to think that Stan Lee, has some, there's a theory that he has powers and he's not gone, and maybe this is all just, Loki screwing with us, but unfortunately, that's probably not true. Who would you say your favorite heroes are, Mighty One?
Doctor Strange is probably my favorite, but Spider-Man comes, like, if Doctor Strange was like a 10 out of 10, Spider-Man would be like a 99.99. It'd be like a really close tie. And then after that, I'd probably have to say it's either between Captain America or the Hulk.
Yeah,
Probably
I
more,
like
probably
Captain
more towards
America.
Captain America. But yeah, those would be like my top three.
Hold up, we got some more messages. I'm not gonna be checking them. Iron Man's the best. I do like DC. Same, I love all the Spider-Man movies. I think the older Amazing Spider-Man got way too much hate. I liked those. I've liked every single one of the Spider-Mans, to be honest. But if I had to choose which is my favorite, I don't know. I want to say Homecoming because of the overall feel of it. And that's not everyone's favorite because they feel like Iron Man kind of stole the show a little bit. But I liked it. It was different. I think the first three Spider-Mans with, what's his name? Why can't I remember his name? The one with him and Mary Jane. I thought those were good, real story-wise and whatnot. Those were less comedy and more comic booky-wise. That being said, I haven't read any of the comic books. Now, I think the ones with Andrew Garfield were more definitely dedicated because they had more of a funny, like when you think of Deadpool and you think of Spider-Man, you always think, oh, well, what are they going to say now? They have the best one-liners and they're hilarious, And I think Andrew Garfield was more spun towards comics because he definitely, there was a lot of comedy in it, and it seemed, the Spider-Man seemed like he had a lot more one-liners. But when you look at Homecoming, it had the best of both, in my opinion. Hold up, who's your favorite villain? My favorite villain is Loki. Loki and Thanos. Those have got to be my favorite villains. Loki is hilarious. I like him. I hope he comes back as a good guy, and I hope he dies. If he comes back as a good guy and then ends up turning bad, I'd rather him just die the way he did as a good guy. But we already all know he's coming back. My favorite villain on DC's side, I would have to say, is the Joker. I think the Joker is just incredible. I've loved everyone that's played the Joker. I think they've all brought something good to the table, and I commend them on their acting, and they're just incredible. But enough about DC. My favorite Marvel movie myself, like I said, at least out of the Avengers, is definitely Infinity War, Civil War, and definitely the Spider-Mans. I don't know why, but it took me a long time to watch Thor. But I've watched every single one of the movies now except Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I haven't even seen the original Ant-Man all the way.
Yeah, same thing with me. I've seen all the movies, like fully, except Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's the only one I was like, eh. I don't really need to see that one.
Yeah. Well, I personally... Oh, crap. Hold up, guys. I'm trying to show y'all a little bit of fighting here. Boom. What was I gonna say? With me, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and they're probably my favorite outside of the Avengers and stuff. I think the music is awesome, and I can't wait for Guardians 3. I remember the emotional impact of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I was in the theater with my dad and listening to the music. Me and him had been fighting a lot that day. But afterwards, I let go of the fighting, and I was just like really sad. I loved Yondu, and it was very sad to see him go. And it's very sad that, there are probably not going to be any more cameos of Stan Lee unless they've already filmed. And I like almost all of his camos. The only one I didn't kind of like was this one in this game. And the only reason I didn't like it is because I feel like in this game he should have had like multiple camos. But other than that, if it wasn't for that, I'd say his camo in this was spot on. But then again, you see, that's just me. But yeah, Stan Lee, he's like Stephen King, except, Stephen King's the king of horror to most people, at least to me. And Stan Lee is, say what you will, you like DC, great. I love DC. But when it comes to superhero movies, Marvel and Stan, when you think of superhero, you think Stan Lee. Or is that just my own opinion? Because he's the guy that that really brought superheroes really up for years. And if he would have lived 5 more years, he would have been 100. For those of you that don't know, he would have been 100, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, if he would have lived 5 more years, because he died at the age of 95.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we don't know what he died from. We don't know if any of his family is going to continue the comics. I did hear one thing, that someone's going to take over everything. And honestly, I hope that the movies keep getting made until they're done. But after that, I don't think anyone should take over. I don't want the legacy of Stan Lee tarnished.
My only worry is that it's just some dickbag that just wants money, and the movies just turn to be complete garbage.
Yeah, it's kind of what I am worried about as well. But who knows? I hope they don't. But people do what they want all the time, and that really sucks that he's gone. I still have this feeling in my gut like that someone's gonna come and say it's a hoax. And if by some miracle it is, because I would really love for it to be a hoax, then I will completely take this video down. But I've saw way too many posts and too many people are talking about it. When it's a hoax, usually 1 or 2 people talk about it, and then someone will say, no, it's a hoax. But, I don't know. Party is now private. Why?
a lot of my friends started getting online, and I didn't want people just randomly joining this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, those that are watching, what are your favorite, personally, what is your favorite Marvel movie? Or favorite Stan Lee camo, personally? What is your favorites? A Saboteur banner, I love it. Are we going to watch Into the Spider-Verse animated film? No. Are you, Mighty One?
That's a maybe for me. It depends. I'm gonna wait and see like what people say about it, and then I don't know. It'd probably be something like Ant-Man for me, where where basically if someone asked me, I might do it on like I don't know, like a random day. It might be something I just like rent when it comes out on like DVD. It sounds interesting. It's I don't know. I'm gonna wait until it comes out for my final review on it.
Yeah. I haven't actually watched a lot of the cartoons and stuff, but for the ones I have, they're pretty good. I think the best adaptation of Iron Man, though, is in the movies. He's hilarious. That being said, I'm not saying that trumps the comics, because I'm pretty sure the comics are excellent. Surprisingly enough, I've only read a few of the comics, and I can't remember which ones I've read, because they were kind of all smacked together. But, yeah, you guys, it's just like, Stan Lee is gone. Today is a very sad day, and it's time to grieve, but tomorrow is a time to worry, because I'm really like cautious of what's going to happen with everything. I feel like it's going to be a scramble for power with Marvel now.
Yeah, and also like what you were saying, how like Stephen King's like he's getting up there too, and apparently the creator of SpongeBob also has some sort of disease. I don't remember what it's called, but apparently he has like, some sort of disease. Yeah, like apparently he has some sort of disease that he's dying from. Apparently, I can't remember what it's called.
Well, if he dies, that would be mighty shellfish. If you catch my drift there. I watched SpongeBob growing up. I still can't believe it's still going on, but kudos to them for coming up with story and having the same voices, hopefully. I have heard it's kind of got blah. So, but Stan Lee, yeah, Stan Lee is the king of horror. Nobody can take that away, as nobody can take away the fact that, say what you want about DC, Marvel is, and for those that like DC and, don't care, you still gotta respect what Stan Lee has done. He's given us years of entertainment. To some people, they're inspired by these heroes, and they become real life heroes. You can't be Spiderman swinging in and saving people in a fire, but you can't be a firefighter. You can't be Iron Man flying around and fighting robots and stuff, but you can go in the army and fight, you can do that if you're inspired. You can't be Captain America and defend us from bad guys, but you can become a cop. I know there are quite a few people that get inspired by the stories, and they go into these forces and they do what they can. Why? Sometimes it's because, or a lot of times it's because they're inspired. I haven't really been inspired because that's just naturally who I am. If I can help someone by giving them money, I do. If I can help someone who falls down or whatever, I will. But that still doesn't change the fact that these heroes do inspire a lot of people. And we wouldn't have these heroes without Stan Lee. It's just quite plain and simple.
Hold up. One of my friends is inviting to a party. Is it okay if I invite him?
Invite him. Yeah, I'd love to get his thoughts on it too.
Should be joining to a party. I just invited him now. What's up?
Stanley died.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, and
talking about it right
Pepsi's
now.
doing,
A broadcast.
Yeah, Pepsi is doing a broadcast.
Yeah, if your voice is being shared, I'd like to know what your favorite hero is that Stan Lee brought to life, if you don't mind.
My favorite hero he brought to life was Spider-Man by far.
Well, hey, is your voice being shared so they can hear you?
Yeah.
Okay. Spider-Man, you said?
Mhm.
Well, what's your favorite movie with Spider-Man?
Spider-Man 2.
The original Spider-Man 2 with Tom, what's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tobey Maguire.
that's a lot of people's favorites. I like Doc Ock in that. He was really cool. He's a good actor.
Mhm.
What's your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
Cameo.
Cameos, yeah, sorry.
That's hard. Probably. Where? Probably Spider-Man 3.
Which one was that again?
So in that one, Peter Parker is walking, right? And Stanley's like in front of the movie theater, and then it's pretty much it's like in like the, you know how like some movie theaters have like the words on them.
Yeah,
it's
I know
like
you're talking
Spider-Man saying.
I guess one
He's
man can make a difference. Enough said.
Yeah, that one.
I remember that one.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
When I was younger and I watched it, I kept thinking that was like Uncle Ben, but I didn't realize it was Stan Lee. So I thought Uncle Ben was just coming up, you know, because I watched Spider-Man 3 before I was in middle school, as a matter of fact, and went with someone on their birthday, and I loved it. A lot of people, you know, it's like this. A lot of people didn't like the third Spider-Man, and there's a few people who didn't like the Amazing Spider-Mans, and it's just like, I liked them all. I've liked every single Spider-Man.
See, I like them all, but I like Spider-Man 2 the most, and then it's probably Spider-Man 3 or Homecoming.
Well, what did you think of the Amazing Spider-Mans?
I thought they were pretty good. The first one was really good. I love that one. Not as much as any of the original the Tobey Maguire trilogy, but I like that one still.
Well, with me, what I was telling everyone was I liked the Amazings and I liked the originals. The originals felt like they had more of a solid story. They felt more like they followed the comics, story-wise. The Amazings felt like they followed the comics with more comedy-wise, and that was cool, you know? A lot better one-liners and whatnot. And then the Homecoming had a mixture of both a great story and good comedy. So
yeah, I really like the ending of that one. I didn't like the first two acts that much. I feel like it was more focused on like Tony Stark and the Avengers, and
yeah, that's what I was telling everyone.
That it sells the movie for me. Like
and
that ending.
The next one's called Far From Home, and I think it's going to be about Spider-Man and Iron Man getting back. And I don't think people are going to really be bothered by it because, hey, Iron Man's there too, so what's he going to do, stay on the planet and just be like, you go home, kid, I'll be there in a few hours? That's not going to happen. But,
Giles, we're all Pepsi's doing a broadcast on
Stan Lee.
On Stan Lee.
If your voice is shared, why don't you tell us what your favorite Marvel hero is? Oh wait, I think I have him muted. I don't know why. Hold up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is your voice being shared right now?
I think. I don't know.
Hold up.
A broadcast on it, and we're honestly Carlos. It was just originally me and Pepsi, but then Carlos joined.
Another Stanley cameo I like is also the one from Thor, where he's trying to he's in the pickup truck trying to get the hammer out of the ground, and then like his whole like back of the truck just falls off, and he's like,
that was hilarious. That was good.
Wait, I was thinking another one, and the one in Civil War, Tony Stank. That
one.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
That one was good. I thought it was really good. My favorite when
Oh,
I
Thor
was telling
Ragnarok as well.
Thor Ragnarok.
He's cutting Thor's hair.
Oh yeah, that was something else. I love
all
Thor
Stan Lee
Ragnarok.
cameos.
But yeah, Thor Ragnarok was pretty good.
Giles, are you there? Did you see if your voice is being shared?
Yeah.
It is? Tell
It
us
is,
what
yeah.
your favorite Marvel superhero is.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Well, what's your
Everyone
favorite?
said Spider-Man.
What's your favorite with Spider-Man in it?
Like
My favorite Stan Lee cameo?
No, your
Your
favorite
favorite,
movie with
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
like
in it.
movie.
Oh. Probably Homecoming or Spider-Man 2. Don't
Yeah,
know
well-
which one.
Well, what is your favorite Marvel movie overall? Is that also the same?
Yeah.
So what's your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
Honestly, I don't know. There's quite a few really good ones.
Yeah, I know, and it's okay.
I also like the one from Deadpool with the strip club. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Yeah, you would like that one.
I think a lot of people like that one. Deadpool and Spider-Man are a lot alike. Like, the PG version of Deadpool to me is kind of like Spider-Man, except Spider-Man doesn't really regenerate. But, alright. Hold up. I'm gonna mute you, Giles, because you got a little bit of noise in the background. But, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video. Does anybody have any final words about Stan Lee?
He brought to life many characters that I adore, and I like so much.
He
of
will.
what he has done.
Yeah, he will always be remembered, no matter what year in the future it is. By like 3012, someone out there is gonna know. Yeah, oh yeah, that guy, Stan Lee.
He's also he's one of the most influential people that I know in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how he was politically, but I don't think England would care whether he was a Democrat or Republican, because at the end of the day, morally, because of the type of stuff he wrote, you knew he was a good guy. And he will be missed, and no matter what, I don't care if they tarnish they could kill off all his superheroes in horrible ways, and at the end of the day, I will still say that's what y'all did. He brought them to life. Y'all kill them, that's fine. They still live on in us. So, get over it. But alright guys, well, this is supposed to be a short video just talking about our favorite camos and just our memories of Stan Lee. I can't remember what the first movie I saw of. I think my first Marvel movie though was one of the Spider-Mans as well. I think it was like one of the Spider-Mans.
Yeah, Sam.
And I haven't seen the new Venom yet, but I don't know if he has a camo in it. Have y'all?
I don't think so.
Well, I've heard good things about it. Go out, go see it. Let's hope that we get one more surprise camo from Stan Lee, maybe in the Avengers 4, which will be coming out next year. And just, everyone, if you got a comic tonight, read it in honor of Stan Lee, because he was something else, and Pepsi definitely approves of Stan Lee. He will be missed.
Yeah,
What?
he did have a cameo in Venom, right at the end of the movie.
Oh. Well, no spoilers. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
Me neither.
just so you know when it happens as well.
Alright, so before we end this video, I'm just going to give everyone an update. Fallout is not going to be happening until probably the end of this month or next month if it happens. Universe mode in WWE 2K19 is being pushed till next year. And also on our agenda for today is there's going to be Red Dead Redemption Episode 5. The The 2 videos yesterday were kind of like extras, you know, it wasn't part of the story, but check it out, some stuff happened. Charlie died, but then he didn't die, but then he did, and then I saved him, so pretty interesting videos. But we're getting a Red Dead video today, and also tomorrow will be our first video. Welcome to Hanwell, open world horror game. Looking really forward to it. And I'm going to go ahead and close this by thanking all our new subscribers. We have 46, but currently it dropped down because it was thinking it was spam because I got so many the other night. So for those that have subscribed, but it's not showing and you're wondering why you're not getting videos off the bat, subscribe again whenever you can. I appreciate it. Also, any ideas you have for the channel are welcomed. And I'm going to close this. I thank you for the subs, and I thank you, Stan Lee. You will be in my heart forever, and God bless you, man. And, you know, I hope you're at peace, brother. Usually I end this saying Pepsi then, Pepsi now, Pepsi forever, but I'm going to change it up. Stan Lee now, Stan Lee then, Stan Lee forever. That's just how it is.